Hey guys, it's Msfili. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing an Ozempic update. So complete Ozempic semaglutide journey that I've been on, and I've been on for almost a year. So this is an 11-month update, which actually should almost be a year. I think we'll do a year because it's technically almost a year. It's the end of March. I started Ozempic semaglutide in April of last year. So April 2024 is when I started my semaglutide Ozempic weight loss journey. When I started Ozempic, I was diabetic. I was almost 320 pounds and I was hating life. I mean, not that we still not hate life, but we hated life. We were depressed. We were not a good time. It wasn't a good time for around that time frame. I got approved for Ozempic. Now I'm in Canada. Ozempic is not covered in Canada, Manitoba, where I'm from, the province that I'm from, unless you're diabetic. But it wasn't covered for me because in order for it to be approved, to be covered, not only by my Blue Cross, but also by the government, you have to have tried other diabetic medication and failed. And if that had happened, then you could proceed with Ozempic and have it covered under insurance or the government. But because that's not the case, I am paying out of pocket. So I pay out of pocket for my Ozempic. Ozempic is a brand name. Semaglutide is the medical name, medicinal name, whatever. So I started April 2024 on 0.5 milligram. I was paying $238 for one pen, and one pen had 2 milligrams, which means I take a 0.5 milligram shot once per week. So that pen would last me 1 month. I did that for about a month, and then I got moved up to, I did that for 2 months. Then I got moved up to 1 milligram. So when I first started Ozempic, it worked right away for me. I don't really feel any of the symptoms until recently, so I'll talk to you guys about that. But when I first started, I didn't feel the symptoms. I didn't feel any side effects of the symptoms, and yeah, everything was a good time. The only thing I really felt was sometimes I felt a little bit of a sharp pain in my stomach, but that really went away. It didn't last. It was just kind of like, oh, sharp pain, then gone. So I moved up to 1 milligram about 2 months later. So around June, July, I moved up to 1 milligram. The first 2 months when I was on 0.5 milligram, I lost probably 20 pounds. So I was really, really excited. It was working right away. And the food noise was gone. I didn't really think about food that much. I wasn't always thinking about food. I wasn't stressing about food. My appetite was suppressed. Everything was working great. When I moved up to 1 milligram, again, everything was going good. I lost maybe another 10-15 pounds. But then from July to about September, I didn't lose any weight. So between July to September, I was stagnant on 1 milligram. Food noise was coming back. I was a little bit overeating, not a bunch, not overeating off of Ozempic. When you're not on Ozempic and you're overeating, I could eat fucking so much food. It's insane. But overeating on Ozempic means that I'll eat things that, more things than I should, but not to the extent of when before I was on Ozempic. So that was a plus in my books too. So I remained stagnant. I never gained weight, but I never lost weight as well. Came into some financial issues around that time. So I was microdosing myself. So if I were to, because I was prescribed 1 milligram, sometimes I would take 0.5 milligram to save money because it is expensive. The thing is, a 2 milligram pen costs the same as a 4 milligram pen. So I should have started off on a 4 milligram pen, and because I don't know how it is there, but it costs the same. Whether you're on a 2 milligram pen, 4 milligram pen, it costs the same. So if I started off on a 4 milligram pen paying $238 a month, that 4 milligram pen would have saved me money for the first 2 months. So that's something that you should really discuss with your doctor if you decide to go on Ozempic, because to me, that's a money savings and I feel like I wasted money. But yeah, so from September to December, I was microdosing. I wasn't really, I wasn't following my prescription that I should have. But like I said, never gained weight, but I did remain at a standstill, stagnant. So when I went back to my doctor, this is the third time I had visited him for an Ozempic update. He moved me up to 1.7 milligrams, but instead of Ozempic, he moved me to Wegovy. Because Ozempic, I think in Canada, the maximum for the pen is 4 milligram, but a Wegovy pen is more milligrams per pen. It's 1.7 times 4 doses. So I moved up in dose to 1.7, which I have been taking for the last month. Yeah, since February, I would say. Mid-February, yeah. End of February, yeah. So from like December to January, I wasn't really taking the acquired dose, like I said. The required dose, like I said, I was kind of like microdosing just because of financial issues. But since seeing my doctor again and moving me up, I've been on 1.7 milligrams of Wegovy, which is semaglutide, just a different name brand. And I've been on that since end of February. Yeah, because I just took my dose on Friday, which was like 2 days ago, and I have one more dose left. So for a Wegovy pen, I'm paying $450 for one pen with 4 doses of 1.7 milligrams. So it is a lot more money. Actually, no, it's not a lot more money. It's a little like $1 more. When I did the calculation with Daniel, it was literally like you're paying $1 more or something like that for Wegovy. It's just that the pen is more convenient because it's at a 1.7 milligram dose, while an Ozempic pen goes by like a 4 milligram pen. It's a little bit confusing, but yeah, just work with me here. Follow along. So from July to September, stagnant, moved up, but wasn't on my proper dose. So again, stagnant. But the thing is, I was losing weight and then like gaining back the 1 pound that I would lose. You know, I would never go past the weight that I've already lost, if you know what I mean. But since moving up to 1.7 milligrams of Wegovy, again, food noise has been cut. I've been losing weight again. And again, I'm not feeling a lot of the symptoms, side effects, but I do find a little bit of nausea. I do find a little bit of nausea, but not a lot. Usually it's first thing in the morning when I feel a little bit nauseous. Also, I get really, really full really quickly. And again, food noise is... The thing is, my food noise conflicts with my fat girl persona from back in the day. Like, I feel like they're fighting each other. Like, Ozempic is working hard for food noise to be cut out, but my fat girl and my routine and the pattern I've known being fat before and eating, my, like, bad eating habits like to conflict with the Ozempic, I feel like, in my head. But for the most part, it is suppressed appetite, suppressed food noise, not thinking about food, not wanting to eat a lot of things, not overeating. So that's like all good with the increase in my dosage. So when I started at 320 pounds, around 320 pounds in April 2024, it is now end of March 2025. I'm down to 268 pounds. So 68, 78, 88, 98, 108, 18. So I've lost over 50 pounds in 1 year, which I feel like I could have done better if I didn't kind of struggle between September and January, because I struggled during those times with just not taking my proper dose. Because I feel like if I took a dose, it would still kind of work, and it's better than taking no dose at all. You know what I mean? And I was doing this thing too, where I was like, yo-yoing. So I would take my full dose and I would take a half dose the next week, then take a full dose and take a half dose. And then at the end, I'd have a little bit left over and use that as a dose. I probably shouldn't have done that. And it probably hindered me from losing the proper amount of weight. So I would say between, September and January. So that's 4 months where I was not really doing the proper dosage and following what my physician had prescribed me. So I would say 4 months out of the year that I've been on Ozempic was a little bit of a mishmash all over the place. So I'd like to take that into consideration with my weight loss. So 52 pounds in 1 year, I feel like, again, it's better than nothing, but a little bit slow for me. And I mean, there's also benefits in that. Like, the benefit of that is that at least I'm not getting a ton of loose skin because I'm losing weight slowly. But I am losing about 2 pounds a week on average right now from when I started on my 1.7 milligram dose, which was about, I'm on my 3rd dose, so about 2 weeks ago. But yeah, so it is expensive if you're paying out of pocket. If it's covered under insurance, way to go. Perfect. More power to you. It's just not my case. Do I think it's worth it so far? Hell yeah. I think it's worth it. Because I haven't really suffered a lot from the side effects. And like I said, the only con for me is the money. Yeah, the money that I paid. I mean, I think for like 2 or 3 months, I didn't pay for Ozempic because I had Tamara send me 3 pens. So that was very, very generous of her, that I was able to save like almost $700, $800 because she sent me 3 pens in the mail. So I'm really thankful to her for ever even considering that, doing that for me. I really appreciate still to this day. Yeah, so, and the fact that the cost has gone up now to $450 every month is a very big struggle for me. But you know, you got to do what you got to do in terms of like, if you want to lose weight, because the only time I ever lost weight like this was when I did keto. But the thing is, I lost weight fast, and it was really not sustainable for me because I love carbs. You know, I love bread, I love pasta, I love rice. So it really isn't a sustainable thing for me. And I think that carbs still provide you with some sort of benefit, obviously, you know. So people who cut out carbs, if it works for them, it's great. But for me, I like, you know, I don't want to deny myself carbs and eating what I like. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, so that's the update on the Ozempic. 50 pounds down. We covered the price. We covered side effects. I didn't really have that much. Oh, one thing that I do also want to say in terms of side effects, I do feel like it has affected me a little bit more mentally. I feel like, and Daniel can attest to that because I'm always with him, so he'll know. But like, I feel like I'm just a lot more moodier, a lot more, I don't know, like my mood isn't the best, you know, but it's something that I have to deal with. And then, you know, I'm in therapy. I'm on a waiting list for some program for mental health. So I feel like it has affected my mental health a bit, but not to the point where I consider it a huge detriment and something that I need to stop taking Ozempic because of it, you know? So yeah, so I feel like that is another huge con. Price and the mental health thing. Now, I don't know for sure if it's in correlation to my mental health, but I feel like the timeline lines up. But again, I'm not a medical professional, so I do not know 100%. So just, we'll go with that. And I'm still going to continue taking Wegovy, Ozempic, semaglutide, because I feel like it's a benefit. My only concern is if I remain stagnant again on 1.7 milligram and I have to go up a dose, and it's going to cost more money. Because I know a lot of people who have a lot of success in weight loss on semaglutide, whether it's Wegovy, Mounjaro, Ozempic, they're on a high dose. So they're paying like $900 a month. And I don't even know if that would even be doable for me. Like it would not, like not at this moment. Not at this moment, especially when a lot of like my income and my job of thrifting, reselling, and YouTube, like everything is down, like significantly down. I'd say 50% down. I'm not making a lot of money right now in terms of like income. So for me to pay $900 a month for that would just not be doable in this point in time. Anyway, that is the update for that. I think it's worth it because for me, when I lost weight on keto back in 2020, I loved life. I lived life. I had no concern about anybody else in terms of like people affecting me and my mood, or I just was doing active things. I was living life. And that's what I want to do, is I want to live life and I want to experience things, and I want to just be free from this mental struggle of hating what I look like, hating being fat, hating not fitting into clothes, affecting my confidence and affecting my self-esteem because of being more heavy, And right now I'm at 268 pounds. I want to weigh about 170. That would be my target goal, 170 for my height, which is 5'10.5". I think that would be just perfect for me. But even then, that's not a huge deal. Numbers to me I don't really care about the number. I just care about size and comfortability. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, that's the update. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, leave it in the comments and I will try and answer them.